You are reaping the benefits from this sector. You have a responsibility to declare your goal, and you have a responsibility to do so not by choice but by law. And I want to say to the Guyana, the Gold and Mining Association, that we thank them for embracing this message, for the Georgetown Chambers and the Private Sector Commission for embracing this message. Imagine, from one gold smuggle alone, this economy lost more than $190 billion. One gold smuggler alone. We must ensure our system does not produce those kind of people anymore. Our system must be locked in, must be protected, and must be designed to ensure those leakages are removed.
Now, President Dr. Finale on Thursday evening vowed that his government will honor all commitments made, from cash grants to subsidies. The president said this as he addressed the opening ceremony of Gaia Expo 2025. Earlier this month, the head of state confirmed that cash grants for individuals and various vulnerable groups will be announced before the end of this year.
And let me say this to our detractors. You don't need to remind us about our commitment. Whether it's cash grant, incentives, subsidies, you don't need to remind us. We know what our commitments are, and we are going to deliver on every one of them faster, better, greater. So, find your place, stay in your lane. Don't get beside yourself. Understand what level you're boxing at. Build your repetition before you come to the heavyweights.
With fewer reports made and fewer incidents, Crime Chief Wendell Blanham said the Guyana Police Force has recorded a significant drop in crime, with 2025 recording the lowest levels of serious offences in the past decade. In 2025, there were 801 fewer serious crimes, a decrease of 269 from 1,070 in 2024. Now, Blanham made this disclosure on Friday as the police force launched its Christmas policing plan, which runs from November 15, 2025 to January 15, 2026.
As we approach the festive season, the Guyana Police Force reaffirms its commitment to upholding the highest standards of policing as we seek to fulfill our mandate, which is to serve and protect all of our citizens of this great nation. Serious crimes have been declining over a 10-year period. There were 269 less serious crime reports recorded in this year, 2025. That is 801 when compared with the year 2024, where 1,070 reports were recorded. Over the last 10 years, 2025 recorded the lowest serious crime figures. In total, for this period, 81% of the murder victims were males, while 90% of the victims were females. Over the last 5 years, there has been a consistent trend in that disorderly murders have the highest distribution when compared with other categories of murder. Domestic murders doubled for this period when compared with the previous year. That is from 30 in 2024 to 26 in 2025. 24% of the total crimes were committed in Region 4A. In other words, Region 4A has the lion's share of the pie. There are many factors that can be attributed to this state of affairs in Region 4A. For example, this region has a high population density and is widely regarded as a commercial hub of our country. Regions 3 and 4B respectively, while regions 8, 5, and 7 all have the smallest percentage distribution of serious crime. This line graph depicts that serious crimes have been declining over a 10-year period. At this juncture of the presentation, we will now progress to the murder rate in Guyana. In total, for this period, 81% of the murder victims were males, while 90% of the victims were females. Over the last 5 years, there has been a consistent trend in that disorderly murders have the highest distribution when compared with other categories of murder. Domestic murders doubled for this period when compared with the previous year. That is from 30 in 2024 to 26 in 2025. That over a 10-year period, there's a declining trend for all categories of robberies. Robberies with the use of firearm was the most prevalent type of robbery during the year 2025. Most of the robberies with the use of firearms were perpetrated by criminal elements between the period 6 p.m. to 12 midnight. For the year 2025, there were 241 reported cybercrime offenses, of which 50 cases were made. To date, 12 convictions were secured from these prosecutions.
We tell you now that over 100,000 visitors are expected to pass through the gates of Guy Expo 2025, which officially opened on Thursday evening in true Guyanese style with vibrant masquerade performances, cultural drumming and dancing, and folk songs like Bamboo Fire and Small Days. The 4-day event running from November 13 through 16 under the theme Transformation Through Entrepreneurship and Innovation marks the 30th anniversary of Guyana's premier trade and investment exposition.
Hundreds are expected to attend Guyana's premier trade and investment exposition, Guy Expo. The highly anticipated 4-day event opened on Thursday evening and will feature entertainment segments, cultural performances, and children's activities, all spotlighting local talent. With 297 exhibitors occupying 305 booths, the event features 2 auditoriums, expanded recreational spaces, and a richer, more immersive experience for visitors.
To our participating businesses, this is your stage, your opportunity to shine. Over 100,000 visitors are expected to pass through these gates in the coming days. Be bold in telling your story. Be proud of your products and services. Showcase the business heritage that makes us proud to be Guyanese. Listen to your customers. Engage with potential partners and seize the opportunities that await.
Entrepreneurs, small and medium-sized businesses were urged to seize the opportunities available and partner with each other. A business-to-business seminar is being hosted this year, drawing local and overseas investors seeking collaboration and expansion opportunities. President Irfan Ali, in his remarks, said Guy Expo 2025 represents Guyana's people, culture, innovation, future, and connectivity.
Guy Expo 2025 is about our people. It's about our culture. It's about our innovation. It's about our future. It's about our connectivity. It's about networking. It's about belief. It's about confidence. It is about one Guyana. It is about our future. Let us embrace that future. Let us pursue that future. Let us be relentless. Let us love our country. Love each other, lift each other up, and let us build a Guyana that is resilient, strong, stable, and forever ours to hold.
In honor of the Expo's 30th anniversary, several long-standing businesses were recognized for their continued support since Guy Expo's inception. For Newsroom, Isanalo Patwo.
Welcome back. This is the newsroom. Deep in the Rupununi, in the community of Aishalton, Immaculata Casimiro has seen troubling changes on the cassava farms. Over the years, torrential downpours and harsh dry spells have affected the production of cassava, the staple food for many indigenous people in the Rupununi and across Guyana. These extreme weather events and their impact on cassava farming are among the challenges linked to the escalating climate crisis. And it is this crisis that has brought Casimiro, along with thousands of others, to Belém in neighboring Brazil for the annual United Nations Climate Talks, COP30. There, Casimiro and all the indigenous representatives from the South Rupununi District Council highlighted the challenges faced by indigenous peoples, hoping their stories would push world leaders and other stakeholders to act meaningfully to protect the planet.
Well, over the last 2 years, one of the things that we have seen that our food systems, the traditional food systems, are affected. Within the last 2 years, we have not been able to farm the way we usually do. And if, for example, the cassava, the main staple of the Wapchan people, we have seen scarcity in that for within the last 2 years because of the climate crisis. Either we have a prolonged dry weather, and also we have floods, immediate floods. And once that affects the farms, then it affects the food system of our communities. And that is something that I have seen happening and I have observed happening. And also because women, they have to provide for their family on a daily basis. It tends to burden them when they do not have their traditional foods. Another thing important is the water scarcity. Even though we do have potable water into our communities, but then during the dry season, it becomes less. The water table perhaps dries more, and then we have less water, which is something that affects women in the community. There are many leaders, women leaders in the communities, and who know some of the struggles, the challenges that are faced by women within the communities. And so those are some of the voices that we're bringing here to COP, because climate change affects all of us, especially indigenous women who depend on the environment. They do their farming, livelihoods are all dependent on the environment. And climate change has affected us over the years, and we've observed the different changes that are happening. So one of the reasons is learn from others what they're doing in their own communities, in their own countries.
We tell you now that Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken on Friday revealed that last month's bombing attack at the mobile gas station in Georgetown appears to be unrelated to two other similar incidents which occurred earlier this year. Speaking to the media at the launch of the force's Christmas policing plan on Friday, Hicken said the investigations show no evidence of collaboration between the incidents. When asked about the gas station incident in particular, Hicken reminded reporters that the matter is before the court.
Based on our investigation, there is no motive that would point us to the collaboration of the others. But to be sure that this happened, and we've ramped up as a joint services, we've ramped up all the gaps that we have. And so now we have, as a joint services, we can better enable to protect our country.
Now, as the holiday season approaches, the Guyana Police Force is rolling out an extensive plan to keep residents and visitors safe. The Vision Region 4A, which stretches from Cummings Lodge to Agricola, accounts for a significant portion of the city's crime and traffic incidents, prompting the force to implement robust and innovative policing strategies. Divisional Commander Simon McBean outlined the new measures on Friday at the launch of the force's Christmas policing plan.
We intend to create a safer environment for all businesses, shoppers, and visitors within the region throughout the Christmas season. We intend to increase all forms of patrol. That means our foot or bicycle, vehicle, maritime, mountain, canine, drone, and traffic patrols. Due to the increased commercial activities, there's a likelihood of increased crime, traffic accident, and congestion. We will have daily anti-crime and traffic patrols. We intend to have 207 patrols on a daily basis, 112 being anti-crime, and 95 traffic patrols on a daily basis. That will take 507 police officers, police ranks daily to ensure we have those patrols on the road. 258 of those are for anti-crime, and 249 ranks will be conducting traffic patrols on a daily basis. Our patrol timings, our drone patrols will be done daily based on our needs. Foot, bicycle, canine, mountain patrols will be done from 8 to at close of shopping. Our motorcycle patrols will be done until midnight, and these patrols, as was indicated by Crime Chief, they are led by our analysis. And our motor vehicle and maritime patrols will be done on a 24-hour basis. Now, some of our focus areas, our markets, as we indicated, the markets you'll see increased presence of police joint with the city constabulary. In those areas, you'll find a joint patrol in its real sense, where a police officer will partner with the city police, and they will be conducting patrols in and around the market areas. Shopping malls, again, we have a joint presence. Places like Giftland Mall, you'll have police officers in collaboration with private security on ground that will ensure that those areas are safe. Rob and Regent Street, our banks and commercial areas will we have increased presence. Our tourism and recreational areas, thanks to the Ministry of Tourism, we would have trained hundreds of ranks recently on tourism policing. So that is a boost for the Guyana Police Force. Our car parks, the seawall, which is part of our tourism area, hotels, the residential areas. We want, when people leave their homes to shop, they are safe. We will rely heavily on technology during this period to ensure that we have a successful policing season. And we will be using our smart cameras, facial and license plate recognition cameras for identifying suspects, motor vehicles, and monitoring suspicious activities. Use of our crime prevention and detection LCD monitors.
Still to come, a motorist dies in a Stanleytown accident. Stay with us. Welcome back, this is the newsroom. Now, Daniel North, a 22-year-old motorcyclist, is now dead following an accident at Stanleytown, New Amsterdam on Thursday afternoon. According to police headquarters, Daniel was reportedly speeding when he collided with a motorcar. The impact caused Daniel to suffer significant injuries as he was thrown from his motorcycle. His brother, Delon North, spoke with the newsroom and said Daniel was very hardworking.
Got the information I received and even a snap of a video. So my brother was coming this side. The driver was about early torn when he collided with the metal and was pitched into the trench. Video on the public significant he was rushing as he turned and died a while after. Brother was great to understand it. Normally he's work on sea, but when he's at home he works, he assists with blacksmithing and the torn by businessman. I understand that he went up the bank and then he left, he took up his bike for wash and he was riding for, I can't say where he was, probably guessed by a friend and Lime or something, I can't say where. Well, he's a drover person, he's very understanding. Well, he had some plans that about a year and something he worked in offshore, that he used to work at banks, so that definitely showed that he pushy. And he got happy. At least he never was charged, he never went to no police matter, he never went to no accident before. And he's the owner of the motorcycle that he was riding. The guys worked hard for that.
Now, Guyana's efforts to ensure safer childbirth have pushed skilled birth attendance to 90% as health officials target global rates by 2030. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Narayan Singh said this is important to upgrade the skills of midwives, and this is a national priority. During a training session for the strategic management of high-risk obstetric conditions held on Friday at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Singh said the nation is trending positively in terms of its maternal mortality rate.
They are very important and they play a very important role in providing maternal health care. Having a skilled birth attendant at every delivery is one of the requirements, one of the SDG goals that we hope to achieve. And upgrading the skills of our midwives is very important because having a skilled birth can help reduce maternal morbidity and mortality, and also neonatal morbidity and mortality. Incorporating continuous nursing education in these sessions so that they be upgraded. So we hope to have at least 100% of our delivery delivered by a skilled birth attendant by 2030. In the 90s, but we hope to have that number 100% by 2030 when every woman is delivered by a skilled birth attendant, and so we can reduce our mortality, maternal mortality and morbidity.
As the Guyana Manufacturers and Services Association GMSA highlighted products across the key sectors at Gaia Expo 2025, AHS's group's modular building system emerged among the central features. This sustainable house model is made possible through collaborative efforts of local companies, including Durville Homes. Now, AHS Group, led by Natasha Gaskin-Peters, said the model is transformational because it provides all the various works needed for a home under one company. Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Susan Rodriguez added that the model is a direct response to the government's call for innovative businesses.
AHS Group is a consortium of 3 local entities and an international entity. So the local entities are all members of GMSA. So we have durable wood products that is there. So Mr. Rafiq's entity, you would have known about Karaya and Karaya, so structural engineering, civil works entity, and then MEP Engineering, a company that provides mechanical, electrical, plumbing, fire services. And we have teamed up with 6 homes out of Chicago to bring you a modular building system that is very fast, very efficient, very affordable, and very innovative. What I want to say to many of the local businesses that are here, you may be working in isolation. Within this booth here, you have other businesses that may be doing services that complements what you're doing. So think about strategic partnerships, how you can grow your business. It's not only about doing it alone. Yes, you can do it alone, but getting into partnerships really bodes well.
It's a well thought out strategic consortium of partners. You have the architects, the civil engineers, you have the skills in electrical and plumbing, everything you need to put the house together. And of course, the US partner as well. And this is a really proud moment because it shows that the private sector is responding to the government's call. We've been calling for the last 5 years for our local private sector to form partnerships and consortium to form those relationships with companies that have experience, that have done this in other parts of the world, and that can do this on scale, because that's exactly what we need in the housing sector now.
Now when the newsroom returns to financial, weather and bridge reports along with sport news. Stay with us. Welcome back to the newsroom, and we start things off with some basketball news. The Virgin Islands secured a commanding 78-54 victory over tournament host Guyana on day 2 of the FIBA Caribbean Women's Basketball Championship at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall on Thursday evening. The win came despite an intense effort from Guyana's Joy Adams-Brown, who posted an impressive double-double in the loss. More in this report.
The Virgin Islands found their rhythm through defensive intensity, capitalizing on 29 turnovers from the Guyanese hosts to score 36 points off miscues. Center Anisha George was a driving force for the Virgin Islands, converting 10 of her 12 attempts from two-point range to lead all scorers with 23 points. She also contributed 4 rebounds and 2 blocks in a commanding performance under the basket. Taylor Jones added 18 points and 5 boards for the winners. For Guyana, the defeat was a sharp contrast to their dominant start, where they thumped the Bahamas 102-75 on opening night. Against the Virgin Islands, Joy Adams-Brown delivered a powerful performance in a losing effort, lodging a double-double with 13 points and 15 rebounds. Ruth Adams also contributed 16 points and 5 rebounds. Guyana's head coach, Kenny Avent, acknowledged the need for improvement, particularly regarding ball security.
We just got to take the good and the bad. We wanted to limit them to 1 shot per possession, and then they really hurt us on the glass, and that made the difference. So when they jumped out to that big lead, we pretty much were playing from behind from the second quarter on. So we just got, we got a good day of practice tomorrow. We're off today tomorrow. Girls will get a chance to rest, and we got to focus on Suriname on Saturday. Well, the first thing we got to do is we need to take care of the ball. We had too many turnovers, too many unforced turnovers, right? We didn't do a good job taking care of the ball. And we got to do a better job rebounding and hustling, because a lot of those 50-50 balls where we could have had a chance to get the possession, we gave them a second and third opportunity, and they turned it into points. Last night, we did a better job of limiting Bahamas to those second, third, fourth opportunities, which allowed us to go out and get easy buckets and transitions and push the rock a little bit. So we couldn't really push the ball and get buckets in transition because we weren't getting stops. What a lot of people don't understand what these tournaments are, it's about point differential, right? So even though we were down, we wanted to narrow that margin, because if we got the same record as someone, they're going to go to the point differential. So that's why it was important for us to have as big a lead as we had yesterday, and that's why it was important for us today when they had pushed it to 30 to try. Because say us and Jamaica got the same record, they're going to look at point differential. So, I think that, when the fans look at those are things that they don't know, the little intricate details of a tournament like this. Like, everything counts, it's the little things. So,
in the earlier match on day 2, the Bahamas secured their first win, defeating Suriname 77-45, fueled by an explosive individual display. The tournament runs throughout Sunday, with the top 3 teams earning berths to the FIBA Women's Central Basket Championships in 2026. Guyana's remaining fixtures are against Suriname and Jamaica on Saturday and Sunday, with both matches scheduled to start at 20:30. For the newsroom, Martin Green.
The new Golden Jaguars head coach Thomas Dooley has named a familiar core squad as he prepares to kick off his tenure with 2 crucial fixtures in the inaugural CONCACAF Friendly series this month. Details in this report.
Dooley, a former U.S. international footballer with the UEFA Pro license, takes charge of the senior men's national team with a clear mandate to lift Guyana's competitive standing and FIFA ranking. Guyana is currently placed at 153rd in the FIFA rankings and 17th in CONCACAF. Dooley has opted for experience and continuity in his first selection, integrating players on both the domestic and international setups. The squad is anchored by key midfield figures Elliot Bonds and Nathan Mariah Welch, while the forward line features the goal-scoring threat of Omari Glasgow and Stefan Duke McKenna. The Golden Jaguars are currently in Antigua, and they will begin their campaign in the 2025-2026 Friendly Series on Saturday. This series is a new tournament designed to provide official friendly matches for nations not participating in the FIFA 2026 World Cup qualifiers. These fixtures played during the official FIFA dates offer a crucial platform for team preparation and building cohesion under the new management. Guyana is placed in Group C alongside Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Bonaire, and Aruba. Guyana's first 2 Group C fixtures will both be played at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in St. John's, Antigua. The fixtures you'll see on Saturday, November 15th, Guyana will be against Bonaire, and on Tuesday, November 18th, they will play Antigua and Barbuda. Both matches are set to start at 19 hours. The Golden Jaguars squad reads from the goalkeepers Quillan Roberts, Akil Clark, and Joshua Narain. The defenders are Julian Jones, Marcus Wilson, Leo Lovell, Amos Ramsey, Romain Backenridge, and Roshan Rich. The midfield line will come from Elliot Bonds, Nathan Mariah Welch, Nathan Ferguson, Curtis Kellman, Darren Niles, and Ryan Hackett. The forwards are Neron Barrow, Stephen Juke McKinnon, Dion Moore, Jose De Rosario, Omari Glasgow, Liam Butts, Kyle Reid, and Kelsey Benjamin.
Now, Thomas Dooley, the new head coach of the Guyana Golden Jaguars, has made it clear that a shift in attitude is his immediate priority as he prepares to lead the senior men's national team into the CONCACAF Friendly series. The UEFA Pro licensed coach and former United States international has taken charge of the Golden Jaguars with the long-term aim of achieving consistent successes and qualification for major regional tournaments. Dooley is immediately focused on preparing his talent pool for their first competitive outings under his watch, which begin this weekend in Antigua. The Golden Jaguars face their first test on Saturday when they take on Bonaire from 19 hours. They will follow this up on Tuesday, 18th of November, when they battle the tournament hosts Antigua and Barbuda in St. John.
Exactly what's missing, why I made it, why I was successful with my teams and with individuals, because it's about the mentality. It's about how they think. And I think when you look at the players that we have an incredible offense. We have a good midfield, but we are struggling in the back. And that is something when I looked at the game, said how many mistakes we did. The mistakes are like amateur mistakes or youth mistakes. And it's because of experience. It's about they don't think too much. And that is something that they need to change. They need to change the way they think. And that just like the midfield and the defense. And I think that is possible with conversations, with showing sometimes something on the field tactically.
Yeah, look, you come to a product that from a fan perspective, there's always heavy expectation for them to do well. But then the reality behind the scenes is they don't always have necessarily the resources, whether it be on the field or off the field. You know, how do you manage those expectations and also those challenges as well as head coach of the Golden Jaguars?
I mean, that was a conversation in the beginning with the federation, and and they asked me, excuse me, why I think I would be the right person. And I said, because I worked only with teams like that. And I was successful because I know how it is. We are not like the Americans or Mexicans or Argentina having a lot of money to you know, doing the camps and the games and the traveling and all that stuff. I understand that. So, but there are other things that we have to start, and it's about it starts with the national team. The national team has to be good. If the national team is successful, then more sponsors and more money comes in for the federation, and then they can grow nationally. So, and that's just something that I worked with all those teams, and especially in that kind of a rankings where we are. So, and I think and I believe and I've been convinced because of the players. We have individual players, not like that. We have players here individually have something that is very important to build a team. There are things that they have to develop, obviously, but there are things that they can bring in. If they bring in that 100%, this team will be very successful.
Now, Guyana is set to host a major sport tourism event next February with the inaugural International Football Legends Republic Cup, an international masters tournament that could see hundreds of players, including former global stars, descend on the capital. The event, scheduled from February 19 to 22nd, 2026, is spearheaded by Masters footballer Paul Dandrid in partnership with the Off-Road Experience. Organizers anticipate approximately 500 players will travel to Guyana for the prestigious tournament. The competition will feature 16 teams across over 50 and over 40 categories, drawing players from across the Caribbean and the Americas, including Barbados, Brazil, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Lucia, Suriname, Canada, St. Vincent, and the USA. A significant boost to the tournament's profile is the expected participation of former France international Florent Malouda. Malouda, who represented France in 2 FIFA World Cups, would add genuine star power to the Legends Cup. Dandrid noted that 3 potential venues in Georgetown are being considered to host the event, ensuring sufficient space to accommodate multiple matches and approximately 700 attendees.
Masters football is health purposes. You know, we try to encourage we as past sportsmen to still be active, and you know, exercise always real beneficial to your bodies. So the real thing behind it is health benefits first, and then the other things is as big men and past players, we looking for keep the camaraderie together and having tours, you know, developing some tours, going visiting countries and playing in the different tournaments. One of the big players that I'm expecting to come is out of Juice Explosion, out of Guyana. That is Malouda, who once played for Chelsea and played for the French national team, France, in the finals against Italy. I would need support from all ends. The throw behind the tournament, because it's not just my tournament, it's a national tournament. It's showcasing Guyana. We were intending to bring about 500 players, overseas players, not just Guyanese players, to Guyana, plus supporters. It's like 700 people, you know, for this tournament in particular. Then we have our local backing too, with spectators, which is be huge. We already had, early this year, we kept one at the NTC, and it was very successful. That was a one-day tournament, and from the response, this is what urged me to go with this one international, because the players, listening to the players and the spectators, they say this was the best ever tournament they attended. The standard was very high.
Now with that, we've come to the end of this evening's newscast. Of course, you can find these and other stories at our website, newsroom.gy, or across our social media pages, Newsroom Guyana. On behalf of the news and technical teams, I'm Vishani Raghavir. Thanks for joining us.